Hello, LowerBitrate, the podcast number 43. Hi.
Hey, welcome everybody. Oh my, I don't know why it just kind of blipped to me that we're moving into the 40s. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Closer
week
to
is a
doom.
surprise. Can't explain why.
Yeah, the last week has been weird,
True.
surprising, infuriating. Yeah,
Well, you want to talk about specifics or you just want to leave it at that?
we'll go into specifics when we talk about the vote section.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening. Before we move on, really appreciate you tuning in, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on a podcatcher. We appreciate it. Also, thanks for leaving feedback in the Discord. We love chatting with you guys. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, if you ever get called an oi boy, which is my favorite word, and you want to give me shit for it, you could do that in the Discord,
Okay,
because we'll
I'll do
talk
that.
about oi boys later. How was your week?
Yeah. My week was okay. Did a lot of gaming, so that means it was better. Woo! Just trying to manage a lot of personal stress and getting by day somehow. How was your week?
My week was boring. It's managing a few games, trying to casually play Path of Exile, trying to do the things that I need to do before they bork all the fucking destinations in Destiny 2 for next month. And
Yeah.
yeah, just casually playing games, nothing too serious or anything like that. Getting frustrated with MOBAs as usual.
Mm. Yeah,
But
I've been playing a variety of games, but also I've been doing creative stuff too. That's kept me sane this week, just trying to turn my brain off. I started doing resin pouring.
nice.
I think the fumes help relax me.
I think this was a few weeks back, but I never believed the myth that you can get high on like paint and markers.
Mm-hmm.
And I opened up Touch Up Paint, and boy, oh boy, was I feeling a little loose. I definitely agree. The fumes. I
Yeah,
was,
not so bad. I turned on a fan and I was like, well, they didn't talk about this in the, instructions. So, but it was all right. I don't know if I've gotten used to it or maybe it's addictive, but I've had a good time doing it. Bought some more molds. So yeah, I guess the fumes are addictive. Must pour more.
true life. I'm addicted to resin. I also did one more important thing. I actually did it today. I sent
Yeah.
out my ballots.
Yeah.
Me and my mom decided to instead of going to a poll place because she's at risk and I'm technically at risk too because I'm always near her, to do absentee voting. I left my brother to his own devices. I'm not gonna choose for him, but yeah, we got our ballots like a couple weeks ago. I've been holding on to them just to send them out closer, towards the end of November. I sent them out
Yeah.
today. And also,
Yeah.
if anybody were to like, be a poll watcher, those type of people that got summoned on Twitter, I don't think I would take kindly to them because, I'm the type of person they're like, where are you going? I'm like, mind your fucking business. Don't you ever speak to me like that, asking me where I'm going in the current year. So yeah, send out your ballots. I hope you've registered to vote. A whole bunch of places have started already. I think Arizona was on there today. Someone's scared, so get your votes in, make them count. If not, if you can't vote, help out at the polls. And also keep in mind if you're ever, hurting for money or you lost your job or you were counting on that unemployment insurance for things beyond your control, remember who takes those away or who stops the negotiations for it. And always think of the senators and the people that you elect or help elect who have been sitting on their asses while you're eating ramen, not knowing when your next meal is going to come or where it's going to come from. They're at home eating salmon in their very nice homes.
Damn it. Sorry. Yes.
Take that away from them.
Yeah, I need to take some extra steps. I live in one of those states where it's become kind of shady. Voting has, as far as like, it appears that there's acts of voter suppression. One such being, I have not received my ballot, even though I requested it quite a while ago. So having to follow up on that because I want to vote. I want my vote to count locally, and I want to vote. So
Yeah, and by the time you guys will, or even girls who have heard this, the VP debate will have happened. It's happening today. It's Wednesday, October 7th. And I think my pre-notion of this is LOL. I think that's what it's going to be. So yeah, let's talk about video games. Do you want to mention anything or something else that we have?
Well, thanks for the PSA. Just make sure you vote is pretty much the TLDR of that. I don't have anything else I want to mention. Just been having fun playing a few games and trying to be creative. It helps keep my mood up.
Nice too. Speaking of creative stuff, there might be a lot of shit on sale on the 13th. So, have you ever participated in Prime Day?
Yeah, years ago I bought a water bottle,
Nice.
like one of those reusable ones, and I love it because I knew which kind I wanted to get, and it was on sale, and I was like, yeah, this is worth the sale.
So that's happening again. Usually it happens in July, but LOL pandemic didn't happen. So we're getting Prime Day on the 13th and the 14th of this month. So maybe some early like Christmas shopping or something like that.
Ugh. Christmas is canceled.
Yeah, I
Halloween
know.
is canceled. Like, sorry, I don't know what to do for Halloween besides like sit here
Hand out COVID
alone.
tests or bleach injections. LOL.
Like, are people okay? Side note again. My neighbors all do wonderful Halloween decorations, but I'm just thinking, are there going to be trick or treaters?
You live in Texas, so anything is possible.
Okay.
I don't
I
know.
mean, there are, like I say, there are an ice cream truck that I hear that goes around, when it's a nice day every afternoon. And I'm just like, isn't that dangerous right now?
Like a petri dish.
Anyway,
Yeah, on the same
let's
day.
talk. Go ahead.
On the same day they're having an Apple event, so super pumped about that. My phone is on its last legs. I am hype.
Okay.
All right, get into games. We start.
Yay. Well, I have been playing the new Mario 35. It's free to play. There's no in-game purchases right now. I mean, there may be, I don't know, coming soon, but I'm enjoying it. Excuse me. It's pretty simple. It's like Fortnite. It's just like, this is the game. It's also frustrating. The best I've done is come in 7th place, and I was very proud of that. But something that's, I feel like, unfortunate is that they took away the special battle, and I think it comes back on the 9th or something. But the game really isn't that fun without the special battle. So bring it back, Nintendo, ASAP.
Maybe it's a weekend thing because the 9th
Maybe.
is a Friday.
Okay. I guess they want to change up what the special battles are. So I would for sure like to see what's coming next.
Okay. Are you having a lot of fun playing it?
I play it for like a short period of time. What I did really enjoy is I promised my nephew loves Mario games. So I promised him, oh, I got a new game. Like, I promise I'll show it to you. And it was really good to show it to him because it was limited and we played for under an hour, which is like all I can do. I get tired. Um, so I showed him maybe like 5 rounds of me playing Mario 35. It was embarrassing, my performance. I was like, Jesus. And then he still liked it. He thinks it's funnier when I die and fall down the holes and get hit by Koopas. But it was fun being like, this is a Goomba, this is a Koopa. Um, just telling him, oh, this is a mushroom, a power up. These are piranha plants. And oh no, a squid. Like, it was really fun. And he thought it was hilarious when the squid would get me or I'd get sucked down one of the holes in the water level. So would recommend.
Nice. Mario's timeless.
It's fun. He had a good time. I had a good time. Thanks, Nintendo, for entertaining little games that serve its purpose. Like, people might be like, oh, this game is nothing, but I'm like, it's free and it's a battle royale. Like, it just serves its purpose. Yeah, I hope they have more special battles, more somehow cosmetics. Like, right now, all you can have is an icon, but there's no icons to buy. You have to earn them. Love that Nintendo way. So I'd love more things though.
Nice.
Maybe have like a profile I can customize or something. Anyway, I've also been playing Animal Crossing. It's the fall update beginning of October. So what you can do every day is go into the Nook shop, whatever it's called, cranny, whatever, and buy candy from Timmy and Tommy. Now you can buy you can buy them one by one, which is so annoying. From the cabinet. But I don't know what we're gonna do with these candies. They're like, make sure you're wearing a costume and that you have enough candy for October 31st. And I was like, that's vague. Like, how much is enough? Like 600 or 20? So triggers my OCD. I have no idea how many I'm going to collect, but it's definitely going to be way too many. And then every day too, they have a cool item for your island. Like, I have some pumpkin lanterns and a scarecrow and like a pumpkin stool. So I just like that. I wonder if I time hop, if I can get other things or like double things, which I think is how people have fantastic islands, or they bought them from other players. But yeah, can't wait to earn more things, make my island spooky. And I love the festivity of Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween is a good aesthetic. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I played, but I didn't really see the things you were talking about. I don't know if they were in the game at that time. Yeah, I'm excited to play.
Mario 35?
Animal Crossing.
Oh.
I didn't
still want
see
to
all the
try
Halloween stuff.
Oh. I could like take a picture of the stuff I bought. It's good. Also you need to wear a costume, and they added skin colors. So like, I'm a pale vampire with red eyes. They added eye colors and I think hair color. I can't remember, but just so you could look like a green zombie, or
I wonder
me
if that's going to
having
stay in the game.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Cool.
Because it's downloaded to my phone. I'm acting like it's real life. It's mine. It's on my phone.
I own it.
My Nook phone. Oh wait, who pays that bill?
Tom Nook.
The dad, Tom Nook.
What else?
I've been playing. Last thing, like I said, I've been playing a variety of games, more Clubhouse games. I really enjoyed it. I like hopping on there and maybe playing one of the card games, or learning how to play like Mancala. Again, that's really relaxing. And you also can compete against the CPU at different like toughness levels, like hard, normal, easy, but not for every game. And the most recent game, I don't know if anyone is like, what is this game? It's called Yacht Dice. And it's like poker, but for dice. And then I also played some Texas Hold'em, which I was terrible at. I only played like a few games of that.
Hmm.
I just got my ass kicked by the CPU. All of them. And I guess I get impatient too. Like I'm like, oh, I'm so curious. I want to see the river. So I always like pay. Anyway, um, Yacht Dice is fun. Someone come challenge me. Also, someone come explain it to me. But I liked it. I beat the CPU a couple times. Yeah, it's not Yahtzee. It's Yacht Dice. I don't know. It definitely seems like a game like people would be like, let's get together and play some bridge and some dice.
Yeah, because they can't actually use Yahtzee, right? That's a trademark.
Yeah, so I think I forget what it's called, but yeah, like Uno is called like last card.
Yeah.
But I also played backgammon. That was fun. I played with my best friend and roommate. We played. We like relearned, like I said, Mancala, and we played around a backgammon. Really cool. Enjoyed it a lot. I remember playing as a kid, but I forgot the rules. Something else we did was 2-player Mario Galaxy. I forgot that. That was all right. She had the same feeling which was like, can't really do much. I forget in Mario Galaxy. In Mario Galaxy 2, you can do more. The 2-player is a little bit more involved and influential. But I remembered Mario Odyssey as having a good 2-player mode. And I was like, duh, why aren't we trying that? She can be Cappy.
Yeah, Clubhouse Games is one of those games that it's on my list of like Black Friday-ish deals that I'm trying to get. So soon,
Well, speaking of the sales, you posted that Animal Crossing went on sale. Surprise about that.
Yeah. So about that, if this is normally in store, but if you live by a Walmart and if you want to get another game on release date, and if they have it, it's usually $10 off. So instead of $60, it'll be $50. So I
Yeah,
think
but that's not Nintendo though, right?
no, that's Walmart.
Right.
But if you live in places that don't have a Walmart or have a shit selection, Walmart online actually honored those prices and made most of those Nintendo first party games $50. So
Huh.
in response, because Amazon uses a whole bunch of AI and a whole bunch of other shit that automatically adjusts their prices, they
Yeah.
went $50. So there's a whole bunch of there's like Splatoon, The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. They all went to like $50, but I think that this is bait. I think it's so close to like Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals. They're just trying to get as much money as they can before those deals go live.
Oh.
So if you need it now and you want to play it now, that's why I posted the Animal Crossing one, because a shocking amount of people still haven't played Animal Crossing and will play. That's why I posted there. And
Yeah, pick it up. Pick it up. Definitely best pandemic game ever. People still play it.
we should have pandemic awards.
Yeah, pandemic game awards. We could do it ourselves.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, but yeah, so check out those games. They're on Amazon. Most of them are like $10 off. So if you don't have them and you're thinking about them, scoop them up. If you don't want to deal with the Black Friday online craziness with bots this time.
Yeah, and $10 off is a fair deal. Do it.
Yeah, but going forward, if you have a Walmart Supercenter near you and you want to pick up a game, you don't mind going into the store, they're usually $10 off. That's how I got Link's Awakening, $10 off.
Okay. All right. Well, Nintendo sale, nice.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet right before we went live about I don't know if it was a tease, but they just had an interesting promotion, funny, cheeky as always, where they're promoting their game called Disc Room, DISC. So it's a bunch of like you avoid the razor blades. I think it makes it roguelike. I don't know. Yeah, so I liked it. seemed like a McDonald's crossover, but it was not.
Yeah, they're basically making fun of McDonald's because McDonald's is on this trend of getting celebrities to say to get their meal. Cactus Jack sent me. Imagine working in McDonald's and having to hear that Cactus Jack sent you
Ugh.
from a fucking commercial 60 times a shift. So,
Yeah, these poor workers. I don't. It's just marketing again. Like, it's just the normal food, and it's obviously just because they're hurting. Like, I watched a documentary that Morgan Spurlock did, not the original one, but he's done other food documentaries about trying to raise like chickens, and it involved McDonald's a lot in their like specific marketing. Anyway, don't believe the hype.
yeah, I mean, if you do want a mystery meat cheeseburger, go, by all means, go to McDonald's.
They're losing money. That's what I learned from the documentary. So they're not as they're trying to grasp, the young demographic. Like,
Yeah.
come eat at our fast food, but people are smart enough. I think the youth is like, ooh, we know it's not good for us.
Yeah. I love the Devolver. Most of their games and the studios under them have like T1 social media stuff. So under this tweet, the Fall Guys account posted, "Is there a code word we have to say?" Mocking Cactus Jack sent me. And then someone under there said, "Can we get a McFall Guy?" And then they responded with, "Sorry, the milkshake machine is out of service." Trying to insinuate
they
that they're
couldn't
made
say
by milkshakes.
they couldn't say flurry.
Yeah. I thought that was funny.
Well done. Check it out. I mean, we're describing tweets to you, but just if you care, if you want to do a like a little chuckle, check out Devolver's Twitter.
Yeah.
They funny. Well done, Devolver. I guess it's rarely not cheesy when game companies tweet. So
Yeah.
this was funny.
There's a game that I purchased. No, I'm jumping the gun. Blizzard delayed Shadowlands, which is their expansion. Oof. The
People
community
mad?
rejoiced. No, the community rejoiced because
Oh.
they were like begging them to delay it because if you don't know, I'm not a WoW person at all. I played, wasn't my cup of tea, stopped playing a few years ago. And yeah, apparently the pre-patch is what they do beforehand, and they have like an ongoing beta from towards like the end of the current expansion. And if you don't know how WoW works, it's like every 2 or 3 years a good expansion will come out and it'll be supported by like raids and like different things throughout those 2 years until the next one comes. And you have to pay your $15 a month. My friends are big into WoW. I am not. So they were basically talking about how absolutely trash the beta was, and they apparently did something that absolutely broke some systems of the game. I don't know what they did, but they did something that basically made it went from the regular Joe Schmoes to like the T1 streamers, like your Asmongold's, talking about, dude, you need to delay this shit. So they announced the delay for later this year. It was supposed to be coming out this month. So
Yeah.
maybe like November, December. I don't think they'll release in November because November's kind of stacked with games. You have like Cyberpunk, which is coming out that month. I think the Call of Duty is coming out that month, or maybe like the tail end of this month.
You
Yeah.
think they should delay it? Because I mean, Cyberpunk just keeps getting pushed back.
Oh no, Cyberpunk went gold. So I forgot to put that on the list, but Cyberpunk went gold, so it's coming out November 19th.
Okay.
And then Destiny's expansion was delayed from September to like November 10th, I think. Which is
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was delayed, and there was a price increase too. I think it was like $8 or $10 for their expansion.
People seem happy with Festival of Lost. I don't know.
I played a little bit of it. I mean, once you play the same event 3 years in a row, you kind of get jaded to it. But
yeah,
I play Destiny in a specific way where I basically turn my brain off and do other things while I'm playing the game.
How do you do other things while you're playing the game?
Watch a show or like a movie or something.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like,
Um, yeah. So bravo for Blizzard. Didn't we talk about that company that one of the Blizzard execs was gonna something
dream.
dream something? Yeah. Well, basically, they're in trouble.
Why?
I'm talking about Blizzard
Oh,
because we don't know what that company is gonna make, and if they have original developers of World of Warcraft and people that don't like the culture and Activision and the things that Activision has done, because apparently
mm,
World of Warcraft started going downhill
mm.
about 10 years ago with Wrath of the Lich King. So if anybody could derail WoW, it's probably them. If they make a MMO, but that game's not coming out for years, right? Let's be honest.
Dreamhaven.
Dreamhaven, yes.
Had a little bit trouble finding that. They need to push that hashtag. I guess they're waiting. They want to control the marketing, but I was like, took a couple clicks to find that one. Anyway.
Yeah, the only news in that is that that company exists and who is like championing that, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to have anything solid or anything for a while. At least 2 years, I want to say. Yeah, but bravo for them for delaying the expansion. Seems to be a net positive.
Okay.
I enjoy when companies are like, it ain't ready, I'm sorry. Got a delay. I'd rather play something that's complete than play something that's absolute shit. That's
That
what
got pushed.
yeah, that's what's been weighing on me with these Path of Exile leagues. It's like it came out I'm gonna say a couple weeks ago, and it's still technically in beta. They're still changing things about it. I'll cut them a little bit of slack because of the whole pandemic thing, and they had to like upend development in the middle to like work from home or whatever. But yeah, things being shit, not and broken for like 2-3 weeks is kind of like, I don't want to play your game. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I purchased. We're moving on. I purchased a game called Littlewood.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
It's interesting. I refunded it, but it's interesting.
Oh.
Um, nothing wrong with the game. I just refunded it. I realized I wasn't gonna play this because I'd rather play Stardew Valley with mods. It's a cross between Minecraft, Stardew Valley, Zelda ish, like Link to the Past, like visuals, and they have an interesting way of starting you in the game. They start you like you're this badass or whatever that defeated something, but now you're just in this town and you have to help us rebuild. I'm like, okay. The game is only 155 megabytes, so
Oh, the graphics. Yeah, I see. I
it's
see
like pixel
why.
stuff. That's not. I mean, Terraria I think is like 150 megabytes or something like that. So that's not a big deal. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a little too clunky for me. The controls were a little clunky. There was a little bit of a delay on like where my character was moving, and the keybinds were a little weird. I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and try to relearn it or learn this game. I'm just gonna refund it. So if that's your cup of tea, if you like little games like that, little cute games like that, then yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
Actually,
I'm
pretty
a
cheap.
bit. Yeah, inexpensive, $14.99, and overwhelmingly positive reviews. Would you say it's like Graveyard Keeper? I had a tough time with that game. I was like, isn't for me.
I've never played that game.
It's like Stardew Valley, except you're dumping bodies, and then the story gets really weird. Is there a story in Stardew?
A light story. It's not too heavy. You could completely fucking ignore it with the
Okay.
grandpa or whatever. Yeah, I just rather play Stardew if I'm gonna play a game like that. There's so
I
many mods
didn't.
and stuff like that
Yeah, I didn't know you could mod it. What's your favorite mod?
for Stardew.
Yeah.
Oh, just the quality of life stuff,
Oh.
like the things that make it, a little bit better. I haven't played in such a long time. You have Stardew Valley? Have you ever played it?
I have never played it. No, I only played the Graveyard Keeper game.
Oh. Oh.
I might get it on my Switch. Something to do, right?
It's decent on the Switch. I have it on the Switch.
Is it like Animal Crossing?
In what way?
Just that you're like carrying, it's a simulation. You know, you're like planting, harvesting. There's lots of materials, so there's lots of crafting.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
A lot more involved than Animal Crossing. There's a ton of
You
more
think
stuff to
that's
do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's like fishing and well, you can fish in Animal Crossing, never mind.
You want to move on to movies?
Sure.
This is a
Seems like you have
two-parter.
some you have some news here.
Yeah. So we were talking about Tenet. And I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't get to see it, and I won't see it until it comes out on like Blu-ray or something. I'll pay the $30 for the Blu-ray. I have no problem with that.
Why aren't you going to see it? The cost is too high.
No, the cost has nothing to do with it. The cost of my health potentially does.
What do you okay?
Yeah.
Because it's so intense?
No, it's because I don't want to be in a black box with a screen with people that might be asymptomatic.
I thought they released it streaming.
No,
My
not
bad.
yet. Okay,
so it's
So this is
only
a
in
two-parter.
theaters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bond, the Bond movie, Daniel Craig's last movie was delayed.
Mm.
Black Widow, the blockbuster for Marvel, was delayed until 2021, basically pushing Marvel Phase 4 up an entire year across the board. Tenet didn't make much money. We'll talk about that figure in a second. But Regal movie theaters, all 536 movie theaters are closing tomorrow.
Wow.
Until further notice.
A lot of people are going to lose their job. Sorry.
Yeah. And they're doing this because they thought that Tenet movie theaters are not open in New York State at all. So Tenet only made $40 million out of a 200 and something budget. They lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And AMC is kind of like on the brink. They might go under. I think AMC and Regal movie theaters there's a high probability that we will not have movie theaters.
I was pretty flagrant with it in the past, being like, it's dead, but I hate to see it dying. Like, not rejoicing that it is. Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I feel terrible because how many people that industry employs? Just
Tons of people,
movie
a lot of people
industry.
a lot of retired people or disabled people get jobs at movie theaters being ticket handlers. A lot of like 16-year-olds get jobs there, but that's besides the fact. Grossly mismanaged to open Tenet, open movie theaters at all.
Yeah.
And now everything has to shut down. But that's okay. The Dow Jones is up. Wink, wink. Let me know if you catch that smite. Yeah. Tenet getting $40 million for weeks, mind you, is a huge fail.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about Tenet being released to DVD or anything. I think they're waiting.
Who knows? I don't know. It's unfortunate. Like, I'm sorry, Christopher Nolan, like your hope that theaters will save the movie. Like, no, I hope they're pivoting and taking it to streaming ASAP. So I can see it. I'd like to see it. I would like to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind paying the $30. I paid $30 for shitty Mulan. I would love to do a movie night for Tenet. I'd pay the $30 willingly.
Yeah.
But we'll
Me
see.
too. Yeah. I would pay it.
All right, let's talk about TV.
Yay.
What do you want to talk about first?
Go ahead with The Boys, because I have not seen much
Okay.
of it.
So I stopped watching in episode 4. It is currently about to be this week, episode 8, which is the finale. So I stopped in the middle of 4. So I watched 4, 5, 6, and 7 in one sitting. I
Okay.
like binging shit. And oof, it is real good. Real good. I've never seen, it's super fucking violent. Super
Yeah,
violent.
that was my first question. Go
Super
ahead.
violent. I've never seen heads explode and people slipping on blood and hurting themselves. Crazy shit. It's so good though. That's like the anti-hero hero show.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm glad
Kick-Ass.
glad you like it. Yeah, I had a hard time with Kick-Ass too. It's just brutal.
Yeah. Check it out. Friday the finale will be there. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. I don't know how they can go from there, but it's pretty cool. You should check it out, especially since by Friday, by the time you're hearing this, all the episodes are out. So you can binge it.
Well, that's right. They were releasing it slowly, eh?
Yeah, every week. I didn't even know what day it was coming out until I saw the second to last episode. It's just very, I don't know, it feels dirty going to Amazon Prime Video because you have to pass through Amazon, like
Mhm.
.com. So it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't feel like a real video streaming service to me.
I don't have to pass through it because I watch it on my Apple TV or bring up the app.
I almost watch things exclusively on the computer because I don't have TV. So anytime I want to watch like a basketball game or a football game, and it's done through questionable means because I don't have a
Exactly.
TV subscription. So
Who cares? We're all pirates these days.
speaking
So
of
you want
ex superheroes,
go ahead.
Henry Cavill unveiled the new suit for The Witcher.
And
I think it looks
you
cool. It
wanted
looks good.
I was like, you wanted to talk about this. I haven't seen anything on Twitter, but I'm sure there's lots of people that are like, you know, have a strong opinion about this. Like, wow, Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super big on the lore of The Witcher. I know that CD Projekt Red, the same people that are making Cyberpunk, do a really good job with the whole lore and like that.
It gets weird. Like in The Witcher, he like fucks a unicorn or something.
I don't know about that. Where did you hear that?
That definitely happens in The Witcher 3. Like,
He
I
fucks
didn't
a
make that up.
unicorn in The Witcher 3.
He takes a bath with a unicorn or something.
Yennefer?
Oh yeah, they have a threesome on the unicorn.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
No, I never finished The Witcher 3.
Man, I'm Googling stuff I shouldn't be Googling.
You're gonna be put on a list.
I am. Especially now because I'm trying to watch the clip in YouTube. It's definitely happening.
But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because it's good news. We're getting some information coming out, so possibly this might not be delayed. We might be getting this early next year, maybe later this year. When did we get The Witcher season 1?
Oh, I do not know. I was late to watch it too.
Huh. Hey, I'm glad that they haven't given up on this and they're giving it a season 2. Hopefully it could be a mainstay show.
All right, here's some slightly pornographic material I just dimmed you.
I will open that later.
No, it proves it's the unicorn scene. Let's put it in the description for everyone to watch.
I'm gonna get put on some list.
It's on YouTube.
I've never seen this, to be honest.
Never mind. I'll let it go.
It does seem like a very Yennefer thing because she's kind of like a witch, so or a sorceress.
I don't know if it was her doing. I don't know how it started. Anyway, let's keep going. No more unicorn sex.
Okay. Did you see the news that came out about Disney Plus? Well, Miss Marvel.
No.
So this is basically huge news.
Okay.
A POC, people of color, has been cast to play Miss Marvel, which is touted as the first Muslim Marvel superhero.
She's the actress is Muslim.
I believe so, yeah. Her name is
Okay.
Iman Vellani. Relatively unknown. Does she look like the part? I guess from what I've seen, she does, I guess. Like
Okay.
at least like aesthetically, she looks like the comic. But this is big news. You have people like you know Harold and Kumar, right?
Yeah.
I think he's from Harold and Kumar. Kumail, not.
No. Kumail
No?
Nanjiani is from Silicon Valley.
There you go.
He's in this too. He got really buff, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. They're okay. Kumail and Emily, his wife, are my favorite podcasters ever. They used to have a video game podcast called The Indoor Kids on Nerdist. Anyway, I think you could still listen to it. I'd really recommend it. It's a cool podcast.
He's actually doing a show or a movie with Issa Rae, the creator of Insecure.
Oh, another show. They had a movie called Lovebirds on Netflix.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Is that out yet?
It's good. Yeah, watch it.
Okay.
I watched it with my roommate. Yeah.
I love Issa Rae.
She's good. He's funny too.
Yeah, but also just to cap this off, Kevin Feige is like super big into the Marvel stuff. He's the Marvel guy, right? He's like the brains behind everything. He also said, and this is why people are super excited, is this character Miss Marvel is very important to the MCU, and she will be crossing over into the big screen as well as Disney Plus. So some representation for your eye holes.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like she's a great actor. Marvel, that universe always makes good choices. Disney is now the one running it, but has there been a miscast, with one of the superheroes in the MCU?
Not that I could tell. Everything that they've done has been A-okay. My book. Marvel casting has always been on point. There's not one person. Yeah, there's not one person I could see and be like.
What about? Was it Marvel that let like Andrew Garfield play Spider-Man?
No, that was Sony. Blame them.
Okay. All right. Never mind. I didn't know who owned the rights at that point.
They're kind of sharing it, but it's kind of like it's not on a 50-50 deal. It's like, Marvel needed money back in the day and they sold Spider-Man rights to Sony, and Sony's like, nah, motherfucker, I ain't giving that up.
Yeah, they keep it and they remake it over and over again.
Yeah, they're actually trying to branch out and do like, Morbius and more Venom films, and the first Venom film was kind of like I like Tom Holland, but it was kind of
It's really dark.
Yeah, but my favorite Marvel villain, well, one of, is Carnage, and if they fuck up Carnage, I will never forgive them. He's like a doctor. He gets the symbiote. He's red because of the blood. Oh, don't fuck that up, please.
Okay, Googling him right now. Oh, cool. Okay.
I think his name is Dr. Cassidy. Yeah.
Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah. He's cool. He's one of the coolest villains in Marvel. And he's a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, I would like to see it.
That motherfucker's so evil that I think Spider-Man and Venom teamed up to go beat his ass. That's how bad he is.
Yeah, I want to see those fights.
Yes. Very quick. South Park did their pandemic special.
We talked about it last week.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Probably for a good reason. Next. You want to talk about this one? Succession.
Yeah, I do. I mean, let's see. We got like 6 episodes in, I think.
7, I
So
believe.
definitely more than halfway done with the first season. Succession is a show on HBO Max. And it's not new, but I just wanted to rewatch it because it's that good. And it's produced by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay. And it's just this super dark comedy that's flawless, in my opinion. Just really excellent and deserves rewatches because especially watching Roman, aka the Culkin's performance, Kieran Culkin, really, really good. He gets in so many jabs that you'll miss if you're not. The show has a pace. Do you know that? Like, just like how Shakespeare had a pace, like a timing to it.
Yeah.
The show has a pace like that too. And Roman always gets the last beat.
Yeah, these people, like this family reminds me of like a whole bunch of families of like Ari Gold.
Yes.
Like if you multiplied him and just made him a family, that's what they are.
Yeah, like all he would do is just pay for his wife's like plastic surgery so she could continue to be on soap operas. Yeah, it's just people like that. Like
no compassion. Money is
what's
their.
Well, also money is so foreign. Like, remember when the daughter, the really rich daughter, was like, "Can I have $20?" Because she didn't have any money to buy food at the hospital.
Yeah, they rely entirely on fucking Amex black cards.
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite moment, or not necessarily favorite moment, but just like when you remember that sticks out to you? A funny one.
Okay, yeah. So I think one of the later episodes that we watched was I think the sister was saying that she mentioned she had like a comment about Roman, which is Kieran McCulkin, saying that he kills homeless people.
Yeah. She says terrible things.
And I could totally believe that he in that show kills homeless people. He is that fucking terrible.
He's a bit of a nightmare. The youngest son, meaning he's a joke. He is a joke within the family. He like kind of failed in a studio division and is really sensitive about it. Like really a creative mind, very different from the rest of his family, especially his siblings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just like it. I like they're twins, by the way, Siobhan and Roman, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Whose name is not Roman, but is Romulus too. Just these really powerful names. Romulus Roy.
Yeah, it's like rich pretentious shit. When you have money and you get so bored, you name your kids fucking random things instead of something normal because they don't actually have to try in life. You know what I mean? So.
Trying to think of one of my. I definitely love the banter, like you said, the back and forth. But one of my favorite moments has to be Greg. Like, just poor Greg, cousin Greg, because he is of the lineage of the like hated brother, Ewan, this like other patriarch. They like battle for control, him and Logan. Yeah, I don't know. Just something involving those scenes, just how grizzled and bitter the Ewan, the brother is. First Greg, who's just so green and hopeful and is like, "Do you have any advice, sir? Like, I'm just starting out and I've recovered from my time of poverty. I now can eat food and no longer have malnourishment." Like, he just adds these things and people are like skip over it. They just don't give a fuck about him.
Right. He's like, You want to go? You want to go somewhere? I'm gonna indulge. I'm gonna go to Pizza City or some shit like that. And then the character he's talking to, Tom, such a fucking cuck. This guy, I hate that actor. He's good, but I hate him. I hate his character. He's such a do-gooder, tiptoe around the fucking bush.
People pleaser, just a
Oh my god.
brown noser kiss ass.
Yeah, he's so dirty too. Like you could tell that he's being fake, but he's a fucking he's a snake.
But he's not a smart one. He's like sexually harassing poor cousin Greg. He just takes out all his aggression that he has with his broken relationship with Siobhan that for some reason is moving forward anyway, to marriage. Yeah. Siobhan, every chance she gets, just cuts him down. He's like, well, I had my lawyer look over this. She's like, who's your mom? She just castrates him every chance. So then he goes and takes it out on poor cousin Greg, who for some reason he's decided he's his boss.
Yeah, and that infidelity clause, like that was telling. If that was me in this situation, I'm like, oh, you don't want an infidelity clause. You want to be an adult.
Why get married?
Exactly. Not
Yeah,
me.
that was strange. I guess, like, why did she say yes to marriage? Because she saw it as advantageous in some way. I guess she needs to get married. And so Tom is just someone she can control easily. I don't know. I don't
Probably.
understand why such a powerful woman would marry such a impotent man.
He's a fucking dweeb. Really good show though. I enjoyed it. There's not one episode that was like, eh.
He's the equivalency of a flaccid noodle. Okay, moving on.
I thought that was somewhere else. Check out Succession. Second season is apparently critically acclaimed. So.
Can't wait to watch the second season. I appreciate you watching this, giving it a try, because another show that I love that I recommend, was Killing Eve. And so these are just rewatchable, really good television. If you're like, oh, there hasn't been excellent TV maybe since like Breaking Bad, these are excellent shows to watch.
That's a pretty flagrant statement. There's been no good TV since Breaking Bad. 7 years?
I said, if you feel that way.
There's been so much good TV since then.
Really? Game of Thrones? Westworld? What has it
You're
been?
putting me on the spot and I don't have my list, but Lovecraft Country is one of them.
Okay. But that's now too. So, all right, never mind. We don't have to debate this.
We don't have to debate, but I will be bringing a list next week of all the shows that have been great since Breaking Bad. Ended in 2013. 2015? Who knows?
I don't know.
Succession, watch it. What's the movie we're going to watch next week?
Cabin in the Woods. I can't wait to see this again.
I've never seen this.
Yeah, that was my question. I was like, you've never seen this? Really?
Yeah, to be honest with you, like, I'll watch very few times I'll watch like a fringe movie in the movie theaters. I'm one of those people that goes into like movie theaters in spurts, And I'll usually just go with my friends.
Well, this I don't blame you. It was really hard to market. And I don't want to tell you anything about it. This movie, please don't Google it or anything. Just go into it blind, because I used to listen to a movie podcast, Doug Benson's Doug Loves Movies. And he was like, I've seen this movie. Just go watch it. Don't let anybody tell you about it. He's really a cinephile. So on his recommendation, like I found some really excellent movies based on his recommendations, because he rarely is like, go see this one. Just do it. And I loved it. It's violent and it's gory, but it's appropriately so, in my opinion. And it kind of reminds me like a video game. I like it.
Okay.
Just like how you tell movies where like maybe like Scott Pilgrim or something, where you're like, wow, this has the pacing of a comic, so obviously, but then also some of it has like the pacing of a video game.
Yeah.
Where you just feel like the storytelling is told in a video game style.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. I've never seen this, and I've never Googled anything before I watch it. So.
All right, cool.
Excited.
Looking forward to it. So you want to quickly talk about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? I mean, this is one of my all-time favorite movies, and I love the book as well. So, yeah, what'd you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a nice, cute little movie. First time I've ever seen it. This came at a tumultuous time in my life where I wasn't really seeing anything. 2005 was a real shit year, and yeah, so I'd never seen it before. I enjoyed myself. Left my brain at the door. It was funny. I enjoyed seeing Mos Def in a movie. Martin
Yes,
Freeman was good.
I forgot to mention Mos Def. Like, he really quit acting really soon after this. Just didn't do anything else, even though he was so good in this.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like that comedic relief that, as well as Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell was funny in this one too, playing like a fucking hillbilly space cowboy. That was pretty funny. You were right. This is Zoe Deschanel pre-peak. This is like when she was first on the scene or something like that.
So young.
Yeah, it was 15 years ago. 16. Count filming time. So yeah, this is a cool movie. It was nice and weird. It was short to the point. I like the twists.
It did a very good job of telling the story of the book.
Have you read the
I
book?
really like this movie. Yeah. Yeah, I've read a few of them. I didn't finish the whole. I think I stopped at the restaurant at the end of the universe, and then I believe there's one more after that. But I have the omnibus. It's beautiful. I got it on Amazon, spent some money on it. But yes, I treasure it. It looks like a family Bible on my bookshelf.
Huh. Did they leave anything out? Or is there so much in those books that they would have to?
Yeah, there's just a lot more. I mean, they already stuff it all in. You know, it's so like you got to keep up. It's a fast pace. Like all of a sudden, it will be like the something earworm. It was they'll open up the guide, so it's just like they hop all over the place. It's like adult Sesame Street.
Okay.
And the book is that way too. I like it. Keeps my ADD busy.
Yeah, I thought the special effects with all the little fat dudes, they were creepy. To be honest.
How creepy.
I don't know. They just looked very weird, like they were human, but they weren't human, and they were afraid of fucking towels. Like,
Oh, the Vogons.
yes.
Yeah, those are awful. You're right. But all of these were Henson Muppets and just really amazing, right?
Yeah, they really good.
And there was a lot of them too.
Yeah, I like the homage to stop motion that they put in here with the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. It was a really cute movie.
There's two things that I'd like to mention. One of them is the Hamakavula, the leader of that religion, where they're like, Amen, achoo. And they all
John
sneeze,
Malkovich.
and then he's up there at the pulpit and he goes, bless you. Like that's that's the funniest joke in the movie. I don't care like what you say. Just that religion, like oh man, you can tell it's written by an atheist. Just his comment on the absurdity of religion, the absurdity of just life as it is, and how to get through it. And then the second thing is the ongoing comic relief you forgot to mention of Alan Rickman of Marvin, the incredibly depressed robot.
He had me chuckling.
Yeah, I think Lou's gonna like this character. It's so
He
funny.
had me chuckling. I would tell you, but you wouldn't care anyway.
It's why do I even bother?
Yeah.
No one cares. And sure enough, they don't care. They just ignore his.
Like, and then he feeling this is how they win. He feeling guns up everybody. And then they're all depressed.
Well, the most powerful weapon in the world that they discover is this weapon that will let you see the person that fires their point of view. And then that was another funny joke in the movie too, where she was like, I don't need, because they're like, here, your turn. And Zoe Deschanel is like, I don't need it. I'm a woman. That was so funny.
Yeah, that was an anti-sexist joke. That was pretty cool.
Back in the day when you could make kind of slightly sexist jokes.
That shit will not fly in 2020.
No, that joke would not fly, but it's funny though. Like, come on, can't argue with me that it's funny. Inappropriate, but funny.
So we're reaching the point where we're going to be talking about Lovecraft Country episode 8. Spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen it, please watch the show. We don't do it any justice. It deserves to be seen multiple times too, because sometimes you're going to be seeing things you're going to be like, what the fuck was that? Just like this week.
It's indescribable. Just watch it. Watch it if you love horror. This was perfect horror. So yeah, give this episode a watch. Jigabobo.
Jigabobo. Bobo is actually the name of Emmett Till. We learned this episode.
Yes, Diana's friend.
Best friend. That's what I read online. So from last week, Hippolyta, she gone. It's been a week. Been a week in the show, been a week in real life.
And now Diana is in the same place as Hippolyta is, where Hippolyta is like, I know more is going on, and she disappears. And then what's going to happen next? Diana's going to disappear. It's like, it's repeating itself here.
But Diana has this weird aspect about her character because she's a kid. So she can't get on a bus and go to St. Louis or drive anywhere. She can't change her circumstances. She's pretty much static in the south side of Chicago.
Yeah, she's helpless. Children are so helpless.
Yeah. So this episode was, would you agree, primarily focused on Diana?
Very.
Yeah, this revolved around a couple of things. The lynching of Emmett Till had a big anchor in this episode.
Yes.
This was basically, I think this is the first time that we've seen most of the main characters, or if not all the main characters, story intertwined. Because we had Atticus, Montrose, Letty, Christina, Ruby, Diana, Hippolyta, all like collide almost in this episode. Not directly, but like story-wise.
True.
Yeah, so the death of Emmett Till affected Ruby a lot too. And she had this,
it shook the whole city, the whole like not just the Black community, but you saw there were like Jewish allies there as well.
Yeah. If you've been living under a rock, you don't know, Emmett Till was a young kid who was about 14 or 15 years old. Back in the 50s, he was lynched for whistling or flirting with a white woman in, I think it was Mississippi. But he was, well, at least in the show, I don't know historically, he was from the south side of Chicago. So he was a kid from the neighborhood that had this national horrific thing happen to him. And they explained how it happened. We'll get to that in a little bit. But magic. We learned that magic is a way for Ruby to escape. That pretty much gives a lot of context to her earlier actions in earlier episodes of taking the potion that William/Christina gave her. And she in this episode was just kind of, I don't know if it was a power move or if it was a little weird. But she potions up to basically boink William/Christina.
Yeah, that was really strange.
And she's like sitting there decomposing as they're doing it. I'm like,
yeah.
Is there a chance that you're gonna make me aroused with this? So
yeah, it was so violent and so gross. Like just a woman peeled off of another woman while one woman was climaxing and fucking another man who was actually a woman. It was, I mean, yeah,
that's nightmare
I don't know.
Shit.
Who was this scene for? Like, why did you have to add the sex into it? Like, it just was.
It had a little bit more budget.
Well, yeah, the special effects were incredible. The acting is incredible, of course, but I was just like, ooh, this is really gross.
Yeah. And they had a powerful scene where basically you find out that Christina really doesn't give a fuck and tries to say that Ruby doesn't give a fuck either about what's happening. I don't know if that's like manipulation or gaslighting or something. So that was a little weird to me.
And they say that, yeah, it's weird, but they say it's because she wants to feel like a white woman, fucking a white man. I just don't, I don't
No, she said that she didn't want to
understand.
be a black on this day to be a black woman to fuck a white man. That's what she said.
Yeah, so they can do this like skin shape shifting, but she said it was to make a comment. The reason Ruby did it was to make a comment on, race, I suppose, but it's just a strange way to make a statement.
A strange protest.
You
Weird
come
flex.
home from I guess grief affects people in different ways. Some people like to shapeshift sex, other people like to grieve,
Yes.
like at home or by themselves, like Diana.
So Letty was a big portion of this episode as well. And I found it very interesting that she hasn't told Atticus that she's got baby gravy lodged in her baby making oven.
Gross. Okay, she's pregnant.
There you go. She's very worried. What's her name? Gia returns in this episode. Awkward. We find out that she still loves Atticus in some way with her 9 tails and all.
Yeah, the nine-tailed fox lady from a previous episode.
Yeah, 2 episodes ago.
I kind of forgot she reappeared because it was so just like, whoa, hey, she's just dropping in, isn't she, unannounced? Like,
yeah, it was.
Call ahead, please.
I think he did call. Like, what are you?
Oh yeah, they did call. I forgot they had those creepy phone combos.
So yeah, we mentioned this because she had visions of Atticus dying. More on that later. Letty's a little bit scared, so she trades Christina the negatives of Titus's pages for Tick's God mode. Is how I can explain it. She will not give Atticus what we now know as the Mark of Cain. She gave it to Letty. And we know it works because bullets were ricocheting off of her fucking aura. She had God mode on. And yeah, more on Letty later. But we know, I think the most uncomfortable part of this episode, Emmett Till's death was explained in just words. And
Was that really uncomfortable? Like, I thought they did a good job of presenting it to the audience. Like, we know what happens. Do we need to see it? Isn't it worse if we don't see it?
No. I think if you shown Emmett Till what happened to him to the audience, that would be worse. But they showed exactly what happened to Emmett Till. I'm not going to explain it to you, but they showed exactly what happened to him, how he died, to Christina. And they did this in a very smart way because, okay, they accomplished 2 things. One, they shown that the Mark of Cain works because she had it. She was shot, barbed wired, etc., etc. And they shown Emmett Till's death.
Well, they showed it done to Christina. Does that count for anything?
Yeah, because you know that she won't die, right?
True.
So I think that's why they did that. And then we get
instead of seeing the lynching of a child.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they would want to show that.
Not like they haven't done infanticide or like murder of children before on HBO, but I feel like never mind.
So Atticus and Montrose got some I guess some healing time. They reconnected in some way. We got some information about Montrose and why he chose to be in the closet and how he was faithful to Atticus's mom while they were together, or while she was still alive.
Yeah, and how she was aware.
Yeah. And then we know where Atticus went. This motherfucker went to the future. Came back with a book called Lovecraft Country, written by a Freeman. Who? George Freeman. not the one that just died, his son.
Hmm.
And he knows that Letty is pregnant and that she's not telling him.
So what did you think of that? Like him going to the future? He's like, "Hi, I'm just back from the future."
Well, he did say that he was a white hooded woman gave him the book while white people were rioting in whatever year he came back. So you could assume that his son is about maybe in his 20s, so maybe 20 years in the future, maybe like the 70s or so. Um, who knows? Or maybe it's even further than that. But he learns how it ends, how his story ends. Christina kills him, sacrifices him on something called the autumnal equinox. That's what he says in the book. Names are
That
changed a
just
little bit, and that's a
that just
homage.
passed.
Yeah, that just that's a homage to original H.P. Lovecraft shit, apparently.
Hmm.
And then we'll power through this shit. So he learns protection stuff. Gives Christina the key. Doesn't really matter. Apparently, the little machine is broken anyway.
Right.
And he learns the protection symbol so that he could cast spells. He mentions the autumnal equinox, and that's what stops Christina in her tracks. Oh shit, he knows. And then throughout this whole episode, we're getting. I think this is the highlight of the episode. How well it's done is the horror and the scary
Ugh.
shit.
Yes.
So the two, I would say, antagonists of this episode happen to Diana, and there's a story of Topsy from Uncle Tom's Cabin, and there's Topsy and Bopsy. This is an old fucking book. It's a Chicago book.
It's written by a white abolitionist named Harriet Beecher Stowe.
Yeah. It is nightmare fuel. With they took the original, like, I guess, caricatures or like very racist drawings and brought them to life.
Indeed.
Scary shit. But the horror is like done so well in this episode. It's broad daylight and you're fucking creeped out like I was. I'm like, oh man, this is really, really creepy shit.
Aren't you glad, you don't watch the show like at night before bed? Hell no.
I'm not a punk. I'll watch it at night.
Whatever. Not sleep then.
Yeah. Really crazy shit. Done well. Diana's cursed by the policeman. Crazy policeman. Crazy policeman tries to go run up on Letty's house. He can't get in because the mark of protection is still there. So what do? Good old fashioned 1955 drive-by. Start shooting the place up.
Yeah, this scene was crazy. And I like what ended up happening. Like, it's just like, just another shootout of the house. The cops are crooked. But then what was
Atticus
different?
shows up.
Yeah.
Atticus doesn't have the mark of Cain. In this scene, we saw bullets basically bouncing off of Letty. She's protected by the mark of Cain. And she realizes that Atticus is outside. She tries to run from the house to go. She has the protection on him. She tries to run and he's about to get shot. Unprovoked, has his hands up, about to get shot. What is this, 1955 or 2020? Who knows?
Hands up, don't shoot. Officer fires.
Letty doesn't save him. The big
Nope.
fucking monster comes from the fucking ground.
I think it's called a Sheogoth.
That, from I think one of the earlier episodes, but this one was huge. This dude's a necromancer and basically fucking rips. He rips through all these cops, flinging them everywhere, blood everywhere. He's leap slamming everywhere, fucking everything up.
Every single one. And then he gets to finally turns his sights, to Letty and Atticus, right?
Yeah, he pets him. Doesn't do anything to him.
Mm.
which gives me my suspicion about them in the first place. The horror that we saw in episode 1 or 2 or whatever it was, with those little ones in the forest,
Yeah,
those were trying to protect Atticus, right?
I guess so.
Because the cops were going to kill them.
Yeah,
It was a sundown state. So that strengthens that theory. Who controls them? Christina.
exactly. With her little whistle.
Yeah. So Atticus is not meant to die. She will keep him alive by any means necessary, but she will not give him the mark of Cain to protect him, strengthening the Lovecraft Country book that Atticus received, that she wants to sacrifice him because he has the blood of Titus in him to gain immortality.
Well, she wants in.
I don't think she wants in anymore. I think she made her intentions clear that she doesn't want to be one of the boys anymore. Her dad is dead. She wants to own the entire fucking thing.
Got it.
So we'll see. I think this rivals episode 3 for me as far as like favorite episodes. I think this has a little bit of everything.
I can't deny how good it was, but scary as fuck.
And you know what sets it? I think this is my favorite episode. You know what sets it above episode 3? Episode 3 was inherently scary, dark, gloomy, house you don't know, crazy little abominations of experiments. The horror in this was done in broad daylight.
You're right. She was stalked and that's a nightmare. Absolutely. You like literally a nightmare. You like, don't you see that? Like being in a place where other people can't see something that's harming you. It ended in a nightmare too. She's like cursed again. Like these things that no one can see are like pulling on her arm, hurting her.
Yeah.
Nope.
Big old nope. This was a fantastic episode. And I want to watch it again. I will watch it again. And I can't wait for the last 2. We have
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be real good. Before we end, do you think, in your opinion of what you've seen so far, do you think that Lovecraft Country will be a one-off, or do you think they'll have a season 2? Where do you think they're going with this?
I think they're gonna have a season 2.
They have to. I think it's too good not to.
They could. They have enough material, just keep pulling from Lovecraft, keep giving us Black history. Just, yes.
And we still haven't even seen the Cthulhu yet.
Yes, we did.
When?
We saw them floating above in the very first scene in the war zone. And then, oh my God, Jackie Robinson. I was almost going to forget his name.
Besides the first episode, we haven't seen them since.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, this was a 10 out of 10 for me. I think it's definitely top 3 episodes. Number 1 for me. Number 3 is number 2.
Excellent. Well, anything to add at this point?
Nope. Watch Lovecraft Country, please.
Well, thank you all if you've made it to this point for listening. We appreciate you listening to us talk about TV and video games and who knows what else every week. So make sure you give us some feedback and subscribe. And hey, if you get a chance, rate the podcast too. Also, if you live in the United States, get your ass to the polls. Vote.
Yeah, tell your family about the podcast. They might enjoy it. Who knows?
Yeah. Give your mom the Discord link. Actually, don't do that.
Don't. Bye-bye.
No moms in there. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.